Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your exam-based contact class for 2021. My name is Elizabeth Chimasa. Welcome to the Applied Communication in Policing, Module 2. The subject code is called Acp12. I'm your tutor for Applied Communication, and I will mark your assignments as well as the examination for this subject. I wish you all to be hardworking, dedicated, and self-driven students in this course. This presentation will cover the examination questions. General guidelines on writing exams will be explained. Module Assessment Policy. Continuous assessment per semester module consists of one assignment of 120 marks for modules of 10 credits. A 50% semester or continuous assessment mark is required for admission to the exam. A 60% is required for practical assignments that will account for 50% of the continuous assessment. The duration of the examination of 10 credits is one written paper of 2.5 hours for 120 marks. A final pass mark of 50% is required, calculated by 60% of the examination mark and 40% of the continuous assessment mark. A sub-minimum of 50% must be attained in the examination. The setting and marking of examination papers are moderated. Module requirements. The attendance of all contact training opportunities that are organized by IOL is compulsory. Acquire the study guide and all relevant prescribed study materials or recommended website information. All assignments must be handed in on time. Students with special circumstances struggling to meet deadlines should contact IOL in time. All forms of academic dishonesty, such as cheating and plagiarism, are prohibited. Module requirements. You are encouraged to manage your study time well and engage in learning circles. Focus on understanding, asking what, why, and how questions before memorizing content. Admission to examination depends upon the successful attainment of the required continuous assessment mark. Exit learning outcomes. After studying this module, you will be able to apply various theoretical approaches and concepts to organization communication. Use language of communication theory in speaking and writing. Write clearly and effectively about human communication on paper and electronically. Formulate own perspectives on communication theories. Exam questions. These exam questions are discussed as a summary of the assignments as they appear on the tutorial letter of 2021. Here follows the questions. Question 1. Essentials of corporate communication. You define corporate communication and then you write the importance of communication in the law enforcement. Okay, communication in general is communication, but when you are now writing as a policing student, you need to apply. How does it apply to law enforcement? How does it apply to policing students? Because communication for medical students is totally different from communication for law enforcement. There is a certain way that law enforcement uses communication. Question 2, formal and informal communication. 1, you need to know the definition of formal and informal communication. You need to list the advantages and disadvantages of formal communication. Define grapevine communication. Explain the characteristics of grapevine communication. Question 3. Different types of multimedia used in the policing force. Different types of multimedia used in the police force. Definition of multimedia and other components of media. You need to know the definition of multimedia and other components of multimedia. Definition of visual communication, advantages and disadvantages of visual communication, fields of mass communication used by the Namibian police force, for example, advertising and broadcasting. How is multimedia used by police force? This is what you are going to basically do if you find a question like this. So a question on multimedia, it can be asked by asking you to define multimedia and the other components of multimedia, define visual communication, the advantages and disadvantages of visual communication or of multimedia, and the various fields of mass communication that is used by the Namibian police force, for example, advertising and broadcasting. How is it used by the Namibian police force? Question 4. Principles of letters, articles, and report writing. Principles of letters. You can be asked to write an application letter, a complaint letter, or a recommendation letter. Okay, so if you are asked to write an application letter, don't go on to write a resignation letter. You are simply writing an application letter. So learn how to write an application letter, learn how to write a complaint letter, and learn how to write a recommendation letter. Also, the structure of writing a business letter, it's the same. What will differ is only the reference. The reference is now the purpose. What is the letter going to be about? But you have your two headings, you have your date, and you have your salutation. Where is the letter going to? And then you have your reference. So master also the structure of writing a business letter. Articles. Articles, in the module you will learn how to write articles, and you also learn report writing. Report writing is dedicated in this module, and you need to know the headings of the report of a report. You need to know what tense are you going to write the report. You need to know, are you going to address, who are you going, do you need a okay, what I'm trying to explain is you need to know the structure of writing a report, structure of writing a petition. If you're asked to write a petition, structure of writing the petition. If you're asked to write a letter, what is the structure of a letter, what is the structure of the report, and what is the structure of an article. So if you get a question where it needs you to write a report, instead of writing the correct structure of the report, you go on to write the structure of a letter. You are going to be penalized. You are going to get a 0 because you didn't follow the instruction. You went on to write a letter instead of a report, and then instead of writing a report, you went on to write a petition instead of writing the report. Please note the differences in writing. Master the structure of a letter, structure of an article, structure of a memo, and structure of a report, because these are very important when it comes to writing in applied communication. Instruction in information to candidates. What you should do in this exam. Provide sufficient answers, meaning don't write too little or too much. Also check the mark allocated to determine the length of your answer. Try by all means to use your own words and refer to your experiences. Make sure your statements, ideas make sense of what you intend. Good luck with the exam. Do not hesitate to contact me should you experience some challenges in your studies. My contact detail is zabe.chim@yahoo.com, and my number is 081 330 6030. Thank you.